Let's bring in our expert panel. Keith Snyder, equity analyst, CFRA Research. Roger Entner, founder, lead analyst, Recon Analytics. Thank you both for being with us. Let's start over at CFRA. Keith, what are they saying? I know you guys have a whole team there. You're looking at 5G. What's a clear winner in because of the way they're positioned right now?
I mean, from our point of view, it's T-Mobile is leading the race just because of their coverage area right now. These networks are they're consumer driven right now, just because a lot of the business applications that we're going to see in the future, the technology is not quite there yet. So T-Mobile has a very wide coverage area given their use of the low band spectrum. And then the mid-band spectrum that they got from Sprint is really going to help them, really push a strong network out. Just given the mid-band is a very good balance between speed and coverage. They're number one right now. We think Verizon's kind of lagging. While their network is really fast, they use millimeter wave, which is a very high end of the spectrum. So it's very fast data rates, but very poor in terms of coverage area. So the areas that they do have coverage are minimal right now.
You have a buy rating on AT&T, sell on Verizon, and you still are hot on the T-Mobile. So tell me, Roger, what are your thoughts? I mean, this is what you eat and breathe, right? You've been waiting for 5G to hit the States. Tell me more.
Well, we're seeing 5G now coming basically online. In the next couple of months, all of the carriers will turn on what is called dynamic spectrum sharing, which means that they can use their spectrum that they're using right now for 4G also for 5G. And that means that the coverage advantage that T-Mobile currently enjoys is going away. And all of the carriers, by the time the new iPhone will launch later in fall, will have 4G equals 5G spectrum and coverage. But as mentioned before, T-Mobile has the big advantage of having mid-band spectrum, what they got from Sprint. This is an advantage that will last probably about 2 years because we'll have a mid-band auction coming December. And give it another year then for spectrum clearing. And then suddenly AT&T and Verizon will be much closer in the mid-band coverage area. And then we're really waiting for...
So, Roger, let me just quickly ask you this. Roger, since you're talking about, and you agree with Keith on the fact that T-Mobile is well positioned at this time, at least for the more near term, but you still seem to have faith in Verizon, whereas CFRA is saying sell at this time for Verizon. I just wanted to get a quick thought on Roger on Verizon, because then I got to get back to Keith.
No, I have great faith in Verizon. This is a company that has excelled on execution. And yes, 5G, they are behind due to some of the decisions they made. But this is not an insurmountable difference. Also, the applications that really need 5G are not there yet. What are we doing? We're watching video. That's the killer app.
Right.
That needs 5 megabits.
Well, let me ask Keith this. Yeah. Keith, I know you look at all factors of this, okay? So there's Qualcomm, there's Samsung, there's onsemi, Xilinx, Marvell, and then there's the towers, Crown Castle, American Tower, and Apple. We haven't even really talked about Apple that much. What else in the 5G world would you say I would put some money here based on our research?
Sure. So, I mean, we really like the towers right now. American Tower, Crown Castle, they really actually just stand to benefit the most from this race. They're really stable REITs. Most of them pay quite a good dividend. Just based on how many new towers are going to be required, how many small cells are going to be required, these companies are really standing to benefit from all the spending on 5G. And then, beyond that, as we get to companies starting to actually build out the 5G network core, so they're going to switch over to what's called the non-standalone core, which means they're going to have a 5G core, and that's when all the cool technologies come into play. We see companies like Cisco, Juniper, Arista, the networking players really start to benefit there. But that's going to take some time. We don't see that really getting rolling for at least another 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, lots to cover. Thank you both so much. Keith Snyder, equity analyst at CFRA Research, and Roger Entner, founder, lead analyst at Recon Analytics. Great conversation, gentlemen. Thank you so much.